meeting, November 24th, 2020. I guess I'd say if you would stand for the pledge, but we can sit for the pledge, I suppose. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, welcome. And I guess the first item on our list tonight is a public comment. So if anybody would like to make a public comment, you can email the village clerk. And I believe that would be hhalstead@villageofwebster.com. That would be your registration. I don't know if anybody is on or if anybody has clicked here onto Zoom this evening. We'll give it a moment to.
I didn't have anyone sign up, but if anyone wants to speak. So far it only looks like staff other than this last person.
I'm here.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you in the list.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
I just saw her.
I was looking for Jude and it came up as Trustee Lancey like I typed it earlier for you.
Exactly.
Okay. I guess we don't have anybody.
Unless it's over there. All right, well then we'll close the public comment portion of the meeting as I don't believe anybody is calling in. So we will move on to village business. First item is to approve minutes. These are the minutes of the November 12th meeting. You all should have received a copy of that.
Less.
See work and so on that went into that, but if there's no additional comments to that, I take a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Ippolito?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane? Trustee Lancey?
Allison will be out in a few minutes. I'm running late.
Okay. Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, next we have a resolution to approve the claims and warrants. I believe that they've been looked over, but I do have one question, and that is on the second page. That would be the Webster Economic Development Alliance for $2,000. What would that be for? Annual dues. I believe the annual dues are a little bit more than that, aren't they?
Yes, it was $17,000 is what Matt Chatfield had invoiced us for, but he forgot that we decided to budget for 19. So we asked him to re-invoice us for the missing 2,000.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't have any questions.
I didn't either.
Heather, one thing I do have, I see the steam police were in. Is that for the boardroom?
Yes, and that's being reimbursed by COVID
Now,
expense.
if there is a question in terms of the guys moving up there or in part moving back up there, is that going to be cleaned again and again and again?
No, I don't think so. They cleaned themselves last time. We just wanted to have it for when election day was. There's a lot of people coming in there, and then
Yeah, good job.
Good job. Good job.
Thank you. All right, now to entertain a motion to approve the claims and warrants.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Trustee Lancey,
Aye.
Trustee Lauer,
Aye.
Trustee Ippolito,
Aye.
Mayor Byers.
resolution to approve or to authorize the clerk and trustee to fund the HSA accounts for eligible employees and retirees in the amount of $53,363.97 for the year 2021. Questions on that? If not, I would ask for a motion to authorize the clerk and trustees, treasurer to do that.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Ippolito?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Next item is an authorization of the mayor to sign intermunicipal agreement between the Village of Webster and the County of Monroe for the distribution of the CARES Act funding. There are two things here that I have, and I would sort of consolidate them so that they get voted on together. The first is generally the intermunicipal agreement for the CARES Act distribution. And this intermunicipal agreement is by and between the County of Monroe, a municipal corporation organized under the law of the state of New York with offices at 19 West Main Street, Rochester, New York. The county and the Village of Webster, a municipal corporation organized under the laws of the state of New York with offices at 28 West Main Street, Webster, New York. The local government referred to from this point on. The county and the local government shall be referred to individually as a party and collectively as the parties. And whereas the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security, the CARES Act, was passed by Congress and signed into law on March 27, 2020, and provides economic relief for the American people from the public health and economic impacts of COVID-19. Whereas the Coronavirus Relief Fund, the CARES Act, provided for payments to the state, local, and tribal governments navigating the impact of the coronavirus outbreak. The parties hereto stipulate and represent that all procedures necessary to authorize the execution of this agreement have been performed, and that the parties signing for each party have been authorized to do so. Personnel signing. So I would, that is one, and in a moment I'll ask for a authorization to sign that along with Adam Bello. Secondly, we have here a resolution for the Village of Webster Board of Trustees to authorize the mayor to sign the intermunicipal agreement with Monroe County for the CARES Act distribution. And that is asking for, at this particular time, the mayor is hereby authorized to sign the intermunicipal agreement with Monroe County for CARES Act distribution and to forward the authorizing resolution and the original signed intermunicipal agreement to Monroe County, which is why I'm asking for both of these to be approved together. So, that is a motion before you, and I would ask for its approval.
I make that motion.
I didn't have any issues. I'll second it.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Ippolito?
Aye.
Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passes.
And finally, we have here a discussion on the CDBG COVID update. I believe it is just looking for an update. So I would defer this to Heather or to Jake.
Yeah, I got a call the other day with the CARES Act funding, or some of the coronavirus relief as it relates to the community development block grants, kind of a moving target. As it was explained, we were awarded $7,000 for the sewer line on Phillips Road, which we completed. The phone call the other day said that it was basically they're going to fund it through a different mechanism. So we should expect to have another set of contracts and redo it. The way the guidance, the newest or latest guidance that they're getting is that that's not going to be something that is COVID related through the CDBG CV, which is that special program, but the county is still going to, through a different program, be able to fund what we were allocated through the original CDBG thing. So money will still be coming in just from a different pocket, I guess. But we will have to probably start over and do the different agreements and do that. So that should be upcoming in another board meeting or two.
Okay.
Once it gets through.
So the same amount of funding, just different allocation of.
Yeah, but new guidance that they're getting from in regards to the community development block grant program as it related to COVID was, originally it said, yeah, that was great, they awarded it, and now they said, we don't want to do it for that. So there's about 4 or 5 of them, I guess, that they have to redo. So, but good news is we're still getting the money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Very good. All right.
Yeah.
If Don, if you're on, is there anything that you would like to bring up to us tonight?
No, I don't have anything to report.
Good. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
Don, you look like you're in a helicopter.
That's good.
Turn around.
Mario Kart.
That is good.
You back working from home, Don?
Don, did you see this?
I work from home today.
Today?
Hey, at least the Bills have 7 wins. How many do the Jets have?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. We're waiting for next year, Don.
Yeah, okay.
You got a good running back.
They'll draft another quarterback and screw that kid up too.
Alright, Alexis, come on, get in. Thank you. Alright, everybody moves.
Fly away, Don.
Right.
Heather, do you have anything for us?
Nothing?
Oh, one other thing. Yeah, sorry. Focus soon. Clancy just mentioned that we also will have the fogging, antimicrobial fogging for Veterans Day too, just as an FYI.
Oh, as a bill coming in, you mean?
It should be coming soon I think.
And I want to thank everybody for their work on Veterans Day. I think that went off very well. We went through, I think, just about all the food. And we had a pretty good turnout for people driving in, picking up food. And so I thank those that were helping, the guys and anyone else who was helping, ladies from the office, all of that. So
Al came to help too.
I ate the food.
Too.
We made
was
sure they
good.
got deliveries.
all right, Jake, it's to you, Public Works.
Just a couple things. Leaf pickup is going very well. Kind of back on track with everything. We expect probably the week of the 7th will be our last run for leaves, provided we don't get snowed out before that. But we're going along really well. Right now, we always try to remind people, keep them out of the road, especially if expecting some rain or anything that's just going to cause flooding on the road. And since we're talking about things falling from the sky, snow's soon. I want to remind everybody, the park restrictions are year-round, 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., but it's even more important in the wintertime We're trying to clear the roads for emergency vehicles and for everybody to get to work. So that's it.
All right. Thank you much, and the sewer is flowing, so that's a good thing too.
Sewer is done.
Sewer is flowing.
I love you, Jake.
All right. Well, in that case, if anybody else has anything, I'll entertain that. But the public announcement, the next meeting will be a village board workshop, and that is scheduled for December 1st, 2020, and that will again be via Zoom.
Actually wanted to ask about that, Daryl, if we still wanted to have that meeting.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's gonna be some
Yes, Jude.
sensitive topics, so we didn't know if we still wanted to have it over Zoom.
Over Zoom?
But you want it over pasta?
I do like that.
Yeah, I question that.
Personally, it doesn't bother me, other than the fact that we wouldn't. We didn't broadcast it in the past. Our
Right.
workshops. The only way that they got out is that some citizen would come in and tape it and then put it out there. So if you want to just have a closed meeting, that's fine. Not closed, but I don't know, Heather or Don, how we would address that, but we would not broadcast the meeting. So I don't know.
But no, unless you're in executive session, a workshop's a public meeting. So
if we're not
COVID with the, so you have to allow the public to view it live, so they have access to it, just like they've got access to this meeting. Unless you're discussing something that would be the subject of an executive session, but otherwise, it's the same parameters as this meeting tonight.
What if it could be subject to an executive session?
That's what I'm wondering.
Like, if in the meeting, what happens in the meeting doesn't happen, it's gonna be an executive session. Does that count?
What?
I think it should be an executive session.
Well, I don't know what the topic is. Again, if it's regarding personnel matters, it's got to be about a particular person. It can't be a general discussion of employees. That is not subject to an executive session. Executive session is if it relates to the promotion, demotion of a particular person. You don't have to name the person, but it's got to be about, an individual or individuals, not collectively all of the employees.
No. I don't know, Heather.
So if what I'm thinking of, Jerry, you're discussing policy changes about trustees and employees and
Yeah, I was pretty vocal about it and clear about
well,
it.
that's not subject to an executive session, that general kind of topic. Because I think your goal was to ultimately either amend or have some kind of a village, something in the policy manual that addresses the issue.
Right, interaction, yes, it's both with the board.
Right. Yeah, so that wouldn't be subject to an executive session, but I don't see
What if I said if the board doesn't follow this, we're going to need an executive session?
There you go.
Board doesn't, well, again, I don't know what you mean by that, but if you're singling out a particular person, and again, for potential that could be the subject of an executive session.
I think he was like more like an Inspector Gadget than a helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so I hear you,
that-
Don. No, it's really, it's not a particular, I mean, there's been particular situations that would have particular people that have these situations arise from. But I think we'll have those conversations, but the gist of it is moving forward with a process and policy that is fair for employees, and for board members as well. And so I guess that has to be open.
Yeah, so you gotta, publish, how the public can connect to the Zoom meeting if they choose.
So John, if we went into executive session that evening for a matter pertaining to, as you put it, employment, promotion, demotion, etc., how through Zoom
Well, then
cut off from the public and just have the 5 of us, whatever, 6 of us meeting?
Right. Well, I think Heather can do that as the Zoom person.
Yeah.
She can just cut off anyone that wouldn't be a participant in the executive session. And then you'd have to somehow open it back up again and allow the public to reconnect.
No, I can lock it and unlock it.
There you go. So she'll lock it, then she'll unlock it, and then you could close the meeting, following the executive session.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that'll work.
Let's do that.
Okay, that sounds reasonable and that's fair. We'll do that. All right. Kind of in agreement, everybody?
Yep.
We'll have that meeting on December 1st and discuss what we can publicly discuss, and what we cannot, we'll lock and unlock. Okay?
It's good with me.
Good with me as well.
Yeah.
Very good.
You look like you're doing good there, Daryl.
Well, I go back in tomorrow. I was doing well. I went for a lengthy walk yesterday, and the physical therapist today said your Band-Aid is not leaking, but it looks like it's bloody. So I go back in and have them take a look at it and see, but I am up and around.
Good. Good to hear.
I got a staple
Thanks
gun
for the
here.
Thanksgiving. Good.
Thanks.
Come on over to my shop. I got a staple gun. We'll take care of it. Some
Yeah, he
pliers,
can walk that far. He can walk that far.
some
Yeah.
tacks,
Crazy.
I saw him upstairs today. He was great.
glue,
Yeah.
super glue.
Super glue. That's the stuff. So. All right. Well, appreciate everybody being on, and sorry about those Jets, Jerry, but next year's another year.
Yep.
Bills.
Hey, the ultimate goal is to get to the Super Bowl, right? And neither the Bills or the
Yeah.
Jets will be there. And I'm confident in.
Dallas too.
Yeah, we'll see
And
if we
Dallas.
can get them over our side. Yeah.
I think the Bills have a better chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're sorry, but yeah.
All right. Well, good to see everybody. I even saw Al tonight, so
Seems like Zoom works a little bit better than GoToMeeting, so
Al looks like Santa Claus.
yeah, we can start over.
Oh. Humbug.
all right. I'll entertain a motion to close the meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in
Have a
favor?
good holiday.
Aye. Aye.
Have a good
Happy
holiday.
Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, on
To all you out there, happy Thanksgiving.